On this video, I'm going to show you how to complete your side borders by turning the quilt. Now we want to turn our quilt counterclockwise when we take it off in this direction, where the top of the quilt is to my left and the bottom of the quilt is to my right. I'd like to comment, the quilt is turned counterclockwise because directional border patterns will then sew in a clockwise direction. The first thing we probably want to do is make a boundary around that border. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to go mode to boundary, click OK on that, and I'm going to start right here and click along this. It's pretty straight, but yours may not be. And I hit the stop button to finish that boundary. Okay, the next step I want to do is pick the pattern that we use, and I want to set the height of the pattern. That I'm going to use this loop border, and I'm going to left click on that, and down here on our design properties, I want to set the height to 3.5. And the reason I picked 3.5, I measured the height of this border here, and it was 4 inches, and I want a 1/4 inch on the top and 1/4 on the bottom of margin. So okay, now that I have that set, the next step I want to do is go to point line, and I want to make sure I'm on line, and it is. So I'm going to left click that point to point icon and move my laser right over where this last stitch was at and click OK. Now I'm going to move over and pick the first stitch here and put my laser right over that and click. And now I'm through with that. I'm going to hold down the shift and click exit. Now I have that point-to-point line in there, and my next step is make sure I've picked the pattern I'm going to use is highlighted in the pattern preview window, and select that line. I want it selected and go to apply patterns. Oh, wait a second. There it is. Okay, what that has done is entered the apply on that line. I don't have to make any adjustments. The next step is to delete that point-to-point line. Or if I need to adjust the pattern to fit in the boundary if it is crooked. Now that is really simple, I think. So easy to do your side borders rather than chunking it. Now when you get to the bottom, of course you want to sew in a clockwise position, so you want to position your point-to-point line starting on your right and going to the left on the bottom of the quilt. I'd like to mention the point-to-point line that we use to do the apply. We do not want that to sew, so while it is selected, we do the delete with the delete key on the keyboard. That way it doesn't sew. Now that's how you complete your borders by turning the quilt. Happy quilting!